Have you noticed, my dear, that even in the quiet moments of your day, there is something inside that does not feel fully at rest? Even when everything outside seems okay, inside there may still be a gentle unease, a sense that something is not quite complete. You may have moments of joy, moments of success, moments of peace, and yet they do not last. Deep in the heart, there is a call, a kind of longing that nothing in the world seems able to satisfy. This quiet longing is not a mistake. It is your own being calling you home to yourself. Over the years, you may have tried many things to answer this inner call. You may have sought comfort in relationships, in work, in money, in spiritual books, in many practices. For a short time, something seems to work. You feel light, hopeful, perhaps even free, but slowly the old restlessness returns, the same fears, the same doubts, the same feelings of not being enough, not being safe, not being fully at home in yourself. You may even think, what is wrong with me? Why can't I find lasting peace? Nothing is wrong with you. What you are looking for is not missing. It is not far away. But the way you have been looking has kept your attention busy with things that come and go. You have been trying to fix the surface, while the true peace you long for is deeper than the surface. It is like trying to calm the waves of the ocean by smoothing the water with your hands, while not noticing that the ocean itself is already complete and full. Inside you, beneath all the movement of thoughts and feelings, there is something very silent, very stable, very present. It does not come and go. It is here whether you are happy or sad, angry or peaceful, awake or dreaming. You may not have given much attention to this because the mind is always running outwards, chasing the next experience, the next solution, the next story. But this quiet presence is your own self. It is the peace you have been searching for in so many ways. Perhaps you are tired now, tired of trying to be someone, tired of trying to control life, tired of trying to make the mind behave. This tiredness is not a problem. If you look at it in the right way, it is actually a blessing. It means you are ready for a deeper truth, for a more direct seeing. You are ready not just to improve the story of your life, but to discover who you truly are beyond the story. In this moment, do not try to get anything. Do not try to become anything. Simply notice that you are here. Before any thought appears, before any feeling arises, there is the simple sense that you are. You exist. You are aware. Just rest with this simple fact for a moment. There is a movement in us that always wants to do something, to fix something, to understand something. For a while, let that movement rest. Feel the natural breath moving in and out. Feel the body where it sits or lies. Notice the sounds, the sensations, the thoughts that may appear. Let everything be as it is. You are not trying to stop anything. You are only noticing. As you notice, you may start to see a pattern. Everything you can notice is changing. Thoughts come and go. Feelings rise and fall, but you remain untouched, like the sky remains untouched by the clouds. From this place, your response becomes more wise, more gentle, more natural. You do not force kindness, but kindness flows. You do not force patience, but patience is present. When you stop being the person and rest as the awareness, life begins to move in harmony. The person feels heavy because it tries to control, to predict, to manage. Awareness is light because it simply watches and allows. And in this allowing, the right actions come by themselves without strain. Even when challenges arise, you will begin to see them not as threats, but as waves in the ocean of awareness. They rise, they have a certain energy, and they pass. You are not disturbed because you see that nothing can affect what you truly are. This does not make you cold or indifferent. On the contrary, it makes you more present, more connected, more alive. You see life clearly, without filters, without fear. Now, remain in this seeing a little more. Notice that as awareness you do not come and go. Everything else moves, but you remain. The body may feel tired or strong. The mind may be quiet or noisy. Emotions may be soft or intense. But awareness itself does not change. It does not age. It does not worry. It does not desire. It simply is. It is the same awareness that was here when you were a child, when you were a teenager, when you were older. The experiences changed, but the awareness remained. This recognition is true freedom. The freedom that the world promises is always temporary. It depends on conditions, money, approval, success, relationships. But these conditions change and the freedom goes with them. What you are discovering now is the freedom that does not depend on anything. It is your natural state, your true nature, your essence. It is here before the mind, before the story, before the identity. As you rest in thy Dam, is knowing life becomes lighter. You do not take everything so personally. You do not cling to every idea. You do not fear every future thought. You do not replay every past scene. Instead, you live in the freshness of the present moment. This present moment is full, complete, alive. It does not need improvement. It does not need interpretation. It simply is. When thoughts about the future come, let them come. They arise in awareness. When memories of the past appear, let them appear. They also arise in awareness. You do not need to push anything away. You do not need to hold anything. Everything moves naturally when you are not clinging. Awareness is like the sky. Clouds come and go. The sky does not chase them, nor does it resist them. It allows everything, yet it is untouched. This is how life becomes. When you remain as awareness, you are in the world, but not caught by the world. You act when needed, but you do not carry the burden of action. You feel emotions, but you do not drown in them. You hear thoughts, but you are not enslaved by them. You are simply here, open, aware, at ease. Now, from this space, let us look at something even more beautiful, the sense of being the doer, the one who makes things happen. This sense is also part of the person. The person says, I did this, I achieved that, I failed, I succeeded. But when you look more closely, you will see that actions happen by themselves. The breath moves by itself. Thoughts arise by themselves. The heart beats by itself. Even the decisions you believe you make come from impulses that you did not create. When you see this, the burden of being the doer drops away. You act more freely, more naturally, without the heavy feeling of I must. Life becomes more like a dance, spontaneous and effortless, and even this dance is watched in awareness. You are not the dancer, you are the awareness in which the dance appears. Let everything be as it is. There is a deep intelligence in life, far greater than the personal mind. Trust this intelligence, rest in it, allow it to move through you. When the person tries to interfere, gently return to awareness. Stay as the witness. Let life unfold in its natural rhythm. There is no need to fight with anything. There is no need to force anything. Awareness is not trying to change the world. It simply knows the world. And in this knowing, something softens, something relaxes, something becomes peaceful. You begin to live life rather than struggle with life. You begin to see beauty in the ordinary. You begin to feel gratitude for no reason. Now let your being settle into this silence, not a silence created by effort, but the natural silence that appears when the mind is not being followed. This silence is not the absence of sound. It is the stillness beneath all sounds. It is the quiet that is here even when the mind is speaking. It is the peace that cannot be disturbed because it is not made of thought. Feel this silence inside you. It is not something you must look for. It is already here. It is what remains when you stop chasing the next moment. It is the presence that watches all movements. Rest here. Let this see. Lens wash through your being. Let it hold you. Let it show you that you are not the restless mind. You are the stillness in which the mind appears. This stillness is your true home. It is where you have always belonged. Even when you felt lost, alone, confused, this stillness was here, waiting for your recognition, and now you are beginning to recognize it. You are beginning to see that you do not need to become anything to be free. You only need to stop identifying with what you are not. My dear, the journey to the self is not a journey in distance. It is a journey in seeing. You are not moving toward awareness. You are returning your attention to what you have always been. You are discovering that the one who has been searching is itself an appearance in the awareness it seeks. When this is seen, the search softens. The seeker becomes quiet. What remains is the pure being, free and full. Let the mind say what it wants. Let the world be as it is. Let your body feel as it does. You remain as awareness, untouched. You remain as the sky, open and infinite. You remain as the stillness that holds all things. And from this stillness, life becomes beautiful, not because it is perfect, but because you are no longer lost in it. You see everything from the seat of your own self. If you stay with this seeing, even gently, a natural wisdom begins to grow. You begin to sense when the mind is pulling you, and you return to awareness. You begin to sense when emotion is rising, and you hold it in the space of your being. You begin to sense when ego wants to react, and you remain still. This wisdom is not learned. It is revealed. It is already within you. And now let me leave you with this. You are already what you seek. You are the awareness that cannot be harmed, that cannot be lost, that cannot be improved. You are the eternal witness of all passing forms. You are the peace that does not come and go. You are the love that exists before emotion. You are the freedom that needs no permission. Rest in this recognition. Let it sink into every corner of your heart. Let it dissolve every false idea of yourself. Let it carry you through the moments of your life with grace. And whatever appears, let it appear. Whatever passes, let it pass. You remain as the unmoving self, silent, open, present, free. This is the truth of who you are. Sensations in the body move and shift. Even the sense of time, morning, afternoon, evening, passes. All of this is moving, yet something is not moving. Something is simply here, aware of all of this. That which is aware is not restless. It is not searching. It is simply present. This is where our journey truly begins. The longing in your heart is the pull to recognize this presence as your true home, your true self. The peace you seek is not in the changing things, but in the one who is aware of the changing. When this is seen clearly, a deep relief begins to arise. You come to know that your freedom does not depend on what the mind says or what the world does. It is already here in the simple awareness of being. For a long time, you have taken yourself to be a person, this me who has a name, a history, a face, a body, a list of memories and plans. You say, "This is who I am, this is me." You have learned this from childhood. Everyone around you believes the same. The world speaks to you as if you are only this person. Yet, if you look more closely, you will see that this personal identity is always changing. As a child, you felt one way. As a teenager, you felt another way. As an adult, again, you feel different. The body changes, the beliefs change, the moods change. And yet, throughout all these changes, you say, I, this I that you speak from, what is it really? Is it the body? The body is always changing. It is not the same body you had 10 years ago. Is it the mind? The mind is like a stream of thoughts, always flowing, never staying still. Is it your emotions? They come and go like weather, sometimes bright, sometimes heavy, sometimes clear, sometimes confused. Can something that comes and goes truly be what you are? Most human beings do not ask this question. They simply assume, I am this person, I am this body, I am this story. From this assumption, all kind of fears arise. Fear of losing what you have, fear of what others think of you, fear of failure, fear of change, fear of death. The person is always under threat, always vulnerable, always needing protection. So much energy is spent trying to defend and improve this personal identity. And yet, even after all this work, there is no lasting peace. If you observe carefully, you will see that this person is made up of thoughts and beliefs. Thoughts like, I am good, I am bad, I am worthy, I am unworthy, I am spiritual, I am not spiritual enough, I am loved, I am not loved. These thoughts are like clothes that you wear in the mind. They may seem very important, very real, but they are not stable. One day the mind says, you are wonderful. Another day it says, you are nothing. If you believe these voices, your peace rises and falls with them. But look more deeply. The thoughts come, the thoughts go, the feelings come, the feelings go, even the sense of me. When the mind is quiet, where is it? There are moments when you forget yourself, when you are not busy remembering your story. In those moments, you are not worried, you are not lacking, you are simply present, yet you still are. You still exist, even without the story. This shows you that the story is not what you truly are. The mind will say, but I am this character. Without my story, who am I? That question may feel frightening at first because the mind is afraid to lose its ground. It is afraid to lose control. But what is the use of clinging to a story that brings so much burden, so much stress? There is something beyond the story, something much more true, much more peaceful, and it has always been here. Take a moment now and just watch. A thought appears. It may say something about you, about your life, about what you need to do. Instead of believing it, just notice. A thought is appearing. It is seen. It is known. It is like a cloud appearing in the sky of awareness. The cloud is not the sky. In the same way, the thought is not you. It appears in you. It disappears in you. You are the awareness in which it comes and goes. The same is true for feelings. A feeling of sadness appears. You say, I am sad. But look again. The sadness is felt. It is known. You are aware of it. It arises. It stays for a while. Then it fades. If you were truly sadness, when the sadness went away, you would also go away. But you are still here. The sadness came. The sadness left. You remained. So you cannot be the sadness. You are the awareness of sadness. You are the space in which it appears. When you begin to see like this, a gap opens between you and the thoughts and feelings. You start to see that what you have been calling me is mostly a bundle of passing impressions, memories, and beliefs. This is what is meant by identification. You have been identifying with what is passing, and because of this, your sense of self also seems shaky and fragile. The person is not your true self. It is an idea held inside awareness. The beautiful thing is, you do not have to fight the person. You do not have to destroy it or hate it. You only need to recognize that it is not what you truly are. Just as you do not have to destroy a cloud to see the sky, you also do not have to destroy thoughts or the sense of personhood. You only need to recognize that you are the sky-like awareness in which these clouds arise and pass. This recognition begins with a simple but powerful question. It is not a question to be answered with words. It is a question that opens a door to seeing. That question is, who am I? Not who do I want to be, not who have I been, but very simply, who am I right now in truth? Many people have heard this question. They may think, oh yes, I know this teaching. I have heard it before. But the question is not meant to be known in the mind. It is meant to be lived in your seeing, in your direct experience. In this moment now, if you bring this question inside, not as a mental game, but as a sincere, quiet exploration, something very deep can begin to open. Let us move gently together. For a few moments, let the attention turn inward. Do not look to the past. Do not go to the future. Do not try to remember what you have read or heard. Start fresh. Begin with the simple sense, I am. Before any description, before any labels, just this, I am. Feel this in a simple way. You know that you are. You do not need a story to know this. Now, when the question, who am I, is asked, do not rush to answer. Do not look for a sentence. Instead, let the question clear away what is not you. A thought appears, I am this or that. See that this is just another thought. It is seen. It passes. You are there before it. So you are not this thought. Another feeling arises. I feel afraid. I feel lonely. I feel happy. The feeling is also seen. It moves, changes. You are here before the feeling, so you are not the feeling. Notice that anything that comes and goes is not stable enough to be your true self. The question, who am I, shines a light on all these movements and gently shows you that they are objects in your awareness. You are the one who is aware of them. You are the subject, the seer, not the seen. Stay with this. Do not try to grab anything. Just remain as the one who notices. As you keep looking in this way, you may find that the mind becomes a little restless. It may say, I don't understand, or this is too hard, or nothing is happening. These are also just thoughts. They too are seen. Do not follow them. Let them come. Let them go. The very fact that you can notice the mind complaining shows that you are already in a higher position than the mind. You are the awareness in which even the mind's confusion appears. Stay simple. When the question, "Who am I?" arises in you, let it turn your attention away from the objects and back toward the one who is aware. It is like turning the light of attention back to its source. Instead of shining outward onto things, the light is resting in itself. What is found here? You may not find an object. There may be a sense of emptiness, of space, of silence. Do not be afraid. This emptiness is not a lack. It is a fullness without shape. It is your own awareness. You do not see awareness as you see a thing. You know it by eyeing it. Right now, without effort, you are aware. You know that you are. This knowing is not a thought. It is more direct than any thought. Thoughts come after. They try to describe, to interpret, but this pure being, this pure awareness is here before them. The question, "Who am I?" is meant to bring you to this recognition. You may feel a gentle quiet beginning to arise. The usual pull to follow thoughts may become a little weaker. The sense of being a separate person with so many problems and plans may become less heavy. There is a kind of lightness, a sense of space around everything. You are not trying to achieve this. It comes naturally when attention rests in its own source. If the mind tries to make a concept out of this, again, do not follow it. When it says, now I understand, even this thought is seen. Understanding that depends on thoughts will not last. What is important is the direct knowing of yourself as the awareness in which all experiences appear. This knowing has no story. It does not begin and end. It is simply here. In this way, the question, "Who am I?" is not about getting a new identity. It is about removing the false identities, the layers of belief and habit that have covered the simple truth of your being. Each time you look from this question, another layer can fall away. What remains is not something new. It is what has always been here, silently watching, silently being. Let your attention rest here. As this awareness, thoughts may continue, feelings may continue, the body may move or be still, but you are beginning to recognize that you are not trapped inside any of these. You are the open space in which they appear. You are the ocean, thoughts, feelings, sensations. These are the waves. The waves may rise and fall, but the ocean remains. You are that ocean of awareness. Stay with this simple seeing a little more. Right now, thoughts may be moving. Some may be about what I am saying. Some may be about your life, your past, your plans. Some may be random. Instead of entering into each thought as if it is important, just notice that they come and go by themselves. You are not making them come. You are not deciding their shape. They appear, they change, they dissolve. You are here, watching. You do not need to push any thought away. You are not trying to stop the mind. Imagine for a moment that the mind is like a stream flowing. You are simply sitting by the side, watching the water pass. The stream does not mind that you watch. It just flows. In the same way, thoughts do not mind that you watch. They will continue for a while, but the more you stay as the silent witness, the less power they have to pull you into their stories. Now, bring this same gentle seeing to the feelings inside you. Maybe there is a feeling of peace, maybe there is fear, maybe there is tiredness, maybe there is nothing much. Whatever is there, just become aware of it. Do not name it too quickly. Do not say, this is sadness or this is joy. Simply sense it as energy, as sensation. Feel where it appears in the body. Feel its texture, its movement, and then notice that you are aware of it. The feeling is not aware. You are aware of the feeling. Sensations in the body are also like this. The pressure where you sit, the contact of the feet with the ground, the temperature of the air on the skin, the slight movements of the breath. These are all changing sensations. They arise, they shift, they fade. You are aware of them. They do not say, "I am you." They simply come and go. Slowly, as you keep noticing, a simple truth begins to show itself. Everything that you can see, feel, or know with the senses and with the mind is appearing in front of your awareness. It does not matter whether it is a subtle thought or a strong sensation. You stand, so to speak, behind them as the one who knows them. This is a very important step. When this is clear, you are no longer completely tangled up with every movement. There is space. Pay attention to this space. It is not a physical space. It is a sense that there is a distance between you and the content of your experience. Even if the mind is noisy, there is a deeper place in you that is simply watching. You may have tasted this many times without giving it value. Now, we are giving it full value. This simple awareness is more real than the thoughts, because it is here before, during, and after each thought. If a thought comes and says, "This is too simple, it cannot be so important," notice that this too is a thought. Another thought may come and say, "I am getting it," or "I am not getting it." These are also seen. You do not have to give them your belief, just let them pass. Your work is not to fix what the mind says, but to remain as the one who sees it. Notice how even the sense of time is something you are aware of. You may think, "This has been going on for a long time," or "It is only a few minutes." These are also thoughts. They appear in the same field of awareness. What you are discovering now is not inside time. It is the background in which time itself appears. Do not try to understand this with the mind. Just keep noticing the simple fact. All is seen. All is known. You are the knower. If you allow this recognition to deepen, something beautiful happens. The mind, which was used to being the king, slowly relaxes. It sees that it is not being attacked. It is just not being obeyed blindly anymore. When the mind is not believed, it loses its tight grip. You feel more open, more at ease, even if nothing in your outer life has changed. This is the fragrance of your true nature beginning to show. From here, we can go even more deeply. You have seen that thoughts, feelings, and sensations are objects in your awareness. You have seen that you are the one who notices them. Now we come to something even more subtle and intimate, the sense of being, the sense that I am. This is not a thought. It is more simple than any thought. It is the feeling of existing before you call yourself anything. Right now, without reaching for memory, notice that you are. Just this, you are. You do not need to say, "I am this," or "I am that." Forget all of that for a moment. Can you feel this quiet sense of presence inside? It is like a soft light that says, "I am here." It is not loud. It does not shout. It is very natural, very clear, very simple. Even if the mind is active, this sense of being is there in the background. If a thought comes and says, "I cannot feel it," that is also known. The knowing of the thought is already proof that awareness is here. Sometimes the mind expects a special experience, some big light or strong feeling. But this "I am" is not dramatic. It does not need to be. It is the most ordinary, the most natural thing. It is there when you wake up in the morning before any story about yourself appears. It is here now. Let your attention rest gently in this sense of I am. There is no need to force anything. You can notice the body, the breath, but do not get lost in details. Just stay with this simple knowing, I am. Not I am something, just I am. Each time a description comes, I am a man, I am a woman, I am young, I am old, I am spiritual, I am not ready. See that these are thoughts. They are added on top of the pure I am. They are like labels placed on a clear jar. The jar itself is still clear. Feel how restful it is to put down all these labels, even for a short while. They are heavy. They require a lot of energy to maintain. When you drop them, you do not disappear. In fact, you become more simple, more natural. You are just here, present, without story. There is a quiet joy in this, a lightness. You are not performing for anyone. You are not trying to become anything. You are just being. This simple being is not stuck inside the body. The body is known inside this being. Close your eyes for a moment, if you like. Without looking, you know the body is here. You know the space around you. You know the feeling of existence. All of this is happening inside the field of I am. You are aware of the body, but you are not limited by its shape. This presence is more subtle than the body, more spacious. As you remain here, you may notice that the mind tries from time to time to grab hold of this presence and claim it. I, the person, am now experiencing presence. But the person itself is only another thought. The person appears in front of this silent I am. If you see this clearly, you will not be tricked. Leave the person thought aside. Stay with the pure sense of being. There is a natural peace inside this I am. You do not have to create it. It is already here. It has always been here, even when the surface of the mind was turbulent. Now you are giving it your full respect. This is like sitting on the seat of your own self. From here, you see the movie of life playing, but you are not thrown about by every scene. You are more calm, more grounded, more open. Do not try to hold the I am as if you are gripping something. That will make you tense. Instead, trust that it is already here. You cannot lose it because it is what you are. You cannot keep it because it is not an object. You can only recognize and rest as it. When attention wanders, gently bring it back to this simple presence. Over time, it becomes more natural to stay here as your home. Now we will look even more deeply. You have seen that thoughts, feelings, and sensations are objects. You have seen that the pure sense I am is more fundamental than them. But even this I am is known. There is an awareness that knows I exist. So now we ask a very subtle question. What is it that knows even this sense I am? What is aware of the feeling of being? Be very quiet with this. Do not try to imagine an answer. Do not create an image in your mind. If you try to see awareness as an object, you will miss it because awareness is not in front of you. It is the very capacity by which anything can be in front of you. It is like asking the eye to see itself. The eye cannot see itself as an object, yet seeing is happening. In the same way, you cannot see awareness as a thing, but you are aware. Stay in this question, not with tension, but with openness. What is aware of the I am? Do you find a shape there, a color, a size, a boundary? Can you say where it begins and where it ends? You may find that there is simply a vast, formless knowing, a clear, empty presence that is not inside or outside. It is not this or that. It simply is. The mind may say, I cannot grasp it. That is good. Awareness cannot be grasped as an object. It is always prior to what is grasped. In fact, the very attempt to grasp is also seen. It appears in awareness. See this, and then let go of grasping. Let go of trying to understand awareness as a concept. Just be the awareness that you naturally are. Notice that in this recognition, there is a deep stillness. The usual sense of being a small me in the middle of a big world begins to fade. There is just this open, clear presence in which everything appears. The body is known in it. The room is known in it. Sounds are known in it. Even the sense I am is floating in it like a gentle vibration. You are that in which all of this is taking place. You may ask, how do I know that I am this awareness? Look carefully. Everything you can point to, body, thoughts, feelings, the sense of time, is something you know. They stand in front of you. But this pure awareness, you do not see it as an object. You know it by being it. There has never been a moment when you were not aware. Even in deep sleep, there is a subtle continuity. On waking, you say, I slept well, or I did not dream. Something was there to report this. That is awareness. As you rest more and more as this awareness, you will see that it is untouched by what passes through it. A wave arises in the ocean, but the water remains water. Joy arises in awareness, but awareness does not become joy. Sadness arises, but awareness does not become sadness. Thoughts of failure or success come, yet awareness does not become a failure or a success. It simply knows. It is like a spotless mirror that reflects everything but is stained by nothing. Let this seeing become your living truth. When thoughts try to pull you back into the old identity, you can simply notice. This is also seen. When a strong emotion comes, you do not need to run from it or drown in it. You can allow it to move inside the vast space of awareness. In this way, even difficult experiences become lighter because you are not confusing them with your true self. Do not think that awareness is far away or that you must reach it by effort. It is the most intimate, most natural thing. It is what allows you to hear these words. It is here before the words, during the words, after the words. If all experiences stopped for a moment, awareness would remain. If everything appeared again, awareness would remain. It is the constant. Rest here, my dear. When the mind asks, what next? See that this question is also appearing in awareness. You are not the one who is trying to get somewhere. You are the silent, formless awareness in which the journey and the seeker and the goal all appear as movements. Stay as this. Feel the peace that is not created but revealed when you stop following every movement and simply abide as what you have always been. Let us continue from this quiet seeing. Now that you have begun to recognize yourself as the unchanging awareness in which all things appear, something inside becomes more open, more spacious. You may notice that the usual sense of being a separate person is not as strong. It is as if the me that once felt so heavy has become more transparent. Thoughts come, but they do not cling in the same way. Emotions rise, but they pass more easily. You may even feel that life is breathing more softly now, not pushing so hard. In this openness, look freshly at the world around you, not with the old eyes of separation, but with this new seeing that arises from awareness itself. When you look, you may notice something very subtle. Everything you perceive, sounds, forms, sensations, is appearing within the same field of awareness. It is not that awareness is inside you and the world is outside. No. The sense of inside and outside itself appears in awareness. The body is perceived in awareness. The world is perceived in awareness. Even the idea of myself is perceived in awareness. When this is seen, the sense of me here and world out there begins to dissolve. You start to recognize that all is happening in the one space of consciousness. There is no border between what you call my experience and the world. They arise together as one movement, one dance, in the same field. Separation becomes an illusion, a trick of the mind, like a dream in daylight. The ego loves separation. It survives through the idea of other, through comparison, judgment, fear, desire. It whispers, "This is me and that is not me. I must protect myself from the world." But when you see clearly that both the one who fears and the object of fear appear in the same awareness, the fear loses its foundation. It is like realizing that the monster in the dark was only your coat hanging on the door. The fear disappears not because the coat changes, but because your seeing changes. Do not rush to believe this mentally. Instead, look directly. Right now, where is the boundary between you and the space around you? Where does the sensation of the body end and the awareness of the room begin? They are both seen in the same unbroken field. If you look honestly, you cannot find a dividing line. The line exists only in thought, and thoughts themselves rise in the same awareness. There is a deep relaxation that comes with this seeing. When there is no other, no separate me to defend, what is there to fear? Judgment falls away, because you see that everything is one appearing through different forms. Love arises naturally, not as emotion, but as a recognition of unity. Compassion is not something you do, it is the natural fragrance of oneness. Do not misunderstand, this is not a philosophy that you must remember. It is a living truth that reveals itself when the sense of separation fades. Just keep returning to the simple seeing that everything you perceive is appearing in the same field of awareness. It is like waves on the ocean. The waves look different, this one tall, that one small, but they are made of the same water. You are that water. The forms are many, but the essence is one. Keep resting in this understanding as life unfolds. When interactions happen, meet them from the space of awareness, not from the old personal identity. If someone speaks to you harshly, instead of reacting as the hurt person, notice that their words appear in awareness, your awareness. The feeling of hurt appears in awareness. The thought of reacting appears in awareness.